In nature, there are hunts where the outcome is almost predetermined from the very first moment. No need for a chase, no need to flaunt strength. Just a predator patient enough to wait, and a prey that makes a mistake. And when the opportunity arises, everything usually ends before the prey even understands what just happened. Hidden behind every bite is a weapon honed through millions of years of evolution, turning venomous snakes into one of nature's most effective predators. Today, you yourself will witness 88 lethal bites by venomous snakes ever common. King Cobra versus Python. Can pure muscular strength defeat the most deadly chemical weapon in nature? Despite the opponent having a large size, the King Cobra's instinct specializing in hunting other snake species makes it not falter at all, but directly attack. Unyielding, the reticulated python launches a counterattack. Lacking venom, they survive by a massive constricting force that can completely cut off the blood circulation process. The muscle coils quickly wrap tightly around the opponent's head. The King Cobra falls into a severe disadvantage, seemingly hopeless. However, the patience and endurance of the cobra have spoken. Sharp, venomous fangs buried deep into the opponent's flesh. A large amount of neurotoxin lightning fast destroys and paralyzes the python's respiratory system. The constriction coils gradually loosen, deciding the cruel outcome of the defeated one. Nature has no room for mercy, and life is sometimes decided by just a lightning-fast moment. Under the tropical rainforest rain, a rare clash takes place. The King Cobra, a professional snake hunter, faces the reticulated python, the longest python species in the world. The King Cobra quickly embeds its venomous fangs into the opponent's lower jaw. From this position, the neurotoxic venom penetrates faster into the central nervous system. When the constriction coils gradually loosen, the swallowing process begins. Thanks to a flexible jawbone structure that can separate, the snake slowly swallows the defeated one whole. The two lower jaw halves are connected by elastic ligaments, allowing them to operate independently. It walks with its jaws, alternately bringing each side forward to pull the python's body slipping deep into the esophagus. The heart and stomach of the King Cobra expand twice their size to concentrate energy on digesting the giant food mass. After this meal, it can fast for many months. Mussurana versus rattlesnake. The black Mussurana snake, a species specializing in hunting snakes, has just successfully ambushed a rattlesnake. It uses muscular strength to tightly coil, aiming to neutralize the victim. Even though the rattlesnake carries venom strong enough to take down large mammals, it is completely outmatched by the natural enemy born to destroy it. The mussurana's serum contains antibodies that neutralize rattlesnake venom. Therefore, it calmly endures the bite as if nothing happened. The prey's struggling causes quite a bit of difficulty. The hunter continuously bites the opponent's body. However, that is not enough to immediately take down an adult rattlesnake with thick skin and persistent vitality. After many times of releasing and biting again to adjust posture, the mussurana has achieved its purpose. It launches an accurate bite to the head, tightly locking the rattlesnake's venomous jaws. This locking blow extinguishes all resistance, opening the process of swallowing the victim from the top of the head. Spitting cobra versus puff adder. The spitting cobra and the puff adder are both notorious venomous snakes in Africa, but their survival strategies are completely opposite. The puff adder leans towards passive defense, a bulky body and thick skin creating a large barrier for enemies to approach. However, this armor cannot protect it tonight. The spitting cobra completely holds the initiative, continuously launching probing bites to test the victim's reaction. The bite then release movement helps it assess the prey's level of paralysis, avoiding the risk of holding tight and being bitten back by the puff adder. The passivity of the puff adder creates an opportunity for the predator to probe. When the neck exposes a loophole, the cobra immediately strikes the target. The one holding the initiative once again wins an overwhelming victory. Jiboya versus coral snake. The coral snake lunges forward to bite a small python, but the slipping jaws make it fail in immobilizing the target. The brief loophole is enough for the python to counterattack. It coils itself, tightly constricting continuously on the opponent's body. The coral snake struggles out of the constriction coil before losing control. Just as it steps back, it immediately bites a second time. The coral snake's neurotoxic venom destroys muscle controllability, causing the victim's reflexes to weaken rapidly. The python gradually passes out. The constriction coil disintegrates. The coral snake holds the head tight and begins to swallow. The outcome is decided by just an accurate reversal maneuver. King snake versus rattlesnake. On the arid wild ground, a clash is taking place. The California king snake, bearing characteristic black and white scales, does not flinch at the deadly warning rattle sound. The target is a rattlesnake carrying renowned venom. Thanks to natural immunity, the king snake only sees the opponent as a meal. Having no venom, the king snake uses muscular strength to launch a suffocating constriction coil. This prey-constricting technique tightly compresses the chest, cutting off blood circulation, causing the opponent to die. Possessing a deadly weapon, the rattlesnake is still helpless before its natural enemy. A bite straight into the opponent's snout has cut off the last chance of resistance. When the prey stops struggling, the hunter begins to swallow it whole. It swallows from the head to press the prey's scales smoothly along the direction, avoiding backward scales tearing the esophagus. The flexible jaws expand to the maximum, slowly swallowing whole a prey with a size nearly equal to itself. A true nemesis of venomous snake species. King Cobra versus grass snake. The king cobra is subduing a grass snake. It tightly clamps the body, blocking the victim's escape route. The prey struggles, hoping to bite back at the enemy's hood. With a lightning-fast reflex, the king cobra whips around, striking the opponent's head. When the head is locked tight, resistance ends. The hunter does not constrict strongly, only keeping a clamping force just enough to immobilize. This blow helps protect the oral cavity and avoid breaking the pair of venomous fangs when the victim is still convulsing. The swallowing process takes place slowly. The two lower jaw halves operate separately, alternately pulling the prey slipping into the esophagus. This is not just a meal, but a testament to the biological evolution specialized in hunting the meat of other snake species. Python versus cobra. The scientific name Ophiophagus hanna of the king cobra is a clear warning. Snake eater. Today, we will see the reason why they stand at the top of the food chain. The king cobra calmly observes, the silence before the battle erupts. The giant amount of venom pumped in makes the prey instantly paralyzed and lose body control. Patience is rewarded. It launches the decisive blow, tightly clamping the victim's head. When swallowing, the king cobra continuously chews and compresses to inject more venom into the victim's body, completely eliminating the possibility of struggling and breaking fangs. The winner leisurely swallows the prey, affirming its exclusive predatory status in nature. The python, nature's giant predator. With an average length of over 5 meters and an impressive record of up to 7.6 meters. They do not use venom, but take down prey by constricting. This terrifying squeezing force eliminates all chances of survival. This massive physique allows them to swallow large meals whole. The secret lies in the unique skull structure, especially the flexible quadrate bone, and the elastic ligaments connecting the two lower jaw halves, helping the mouth expand to the maximum. Along with the bone-walking mechanism, the python slowly envelops the prey. The backward curving teeth hold tight, ensuring the meal cannot escape. Python versus crocodile. When the boundary between the water surface and the muddy bottom is blurred, a confrontation between the two most ancient living weapons on the planet erupts. The python makes an effort to evade, changing direction to look for smaller prey around the dark rock crevices at the muddy bottom. Pythons are excellent swimmers. Holding their breath and diving continuously for 20 to 30 minutes helps them expand their hunting area down to the deep water bottom. However, the crocodile does not easily let go of the target. When the distance is close enough, a direct death snap is launched. The size advantage and sturdy hard-scale armor help the crocodile maintain control, completely neutralizing the opponent's constricting pressure. The 1,000-pound snap has officially affirmed the supreme hierarchy of the Swamp Lord. Emerald tree boa versus rat.
The thermal receptors here. They live 30 or even 60 meters.
In the kingdom of the high canopies, where light is just fragments piercing through the leaves, the emerald tree boa embodies a jade jewelry piece, but carries the breath of death.
And requires a different skill set.
It does not hunt with noise. It hunts with absolute silence and an infrared targeting system that never deviates. The emerald green color, combined with the white horizontal stripes on its back, is not for beauty. When coiled on a tree branch, these patterns break its silhouette, making it look exactly like a moss-covered branch or a strip of forest leaves under dappled sunlight.
Seemingly insurmountable gaps means the killer can strike.
Compared to python species of the same size, the emerald tree boa possesses the longest front teeth. These teeth bury deep and lock the prey tight like steel pliers, ensuring the victim has no chance to fall off the canopy before the constriction coil begins. Python versus rat. The darkness of the Amazon region is not just the absence of light, but a living entity, where the freshwater giant performs the symphony of death. In the pouring rain, when all creatures are shivering looking for shelter, the python finds an opportunity. It does not need light to see the prey's future, because it senses the heartbeat of life through every water molecule. The fang-pinning snap happens in just a split second. With small prey, like water rats, this force not only causes suffocation, but also creates a pressure shock that makes blood vessels burst and the central nervous system halt immediately. The water python does not need venom to become a legend. It only needs time, patience, and a constricting force sufficient to turn all hopes into nothingness. Under the intricate layers of tree roots, where light never reaches, a cruel survival scenario is being written with muscle mass and assassin instinct. To the rat pack, the dark burrow is home. But to the python, it is a closed hunting maze where the prey has no escape route when death has locked onto the target. Until there is no way out, the two pitiful rats just realize the intruder just now was not a friend. The giant muscle mass coils tightly around the tiny victim's body. The flexible ligament system allows it to separate its jaw joints, slowly swallowing the rat whole into its esophagus. The python does not chew, but moves each lower jaw half independently. It is like two arms taking turns pulling the prey deep into the esophagus. Not wasting anything, the jaws of death open wide once again, neatly swallowing a second life into the stomach. In the darkness of the underground, there is no fairness, only precision. The rotten tree hollow is not only a shelter, but also a perfect trap. When the small rat is engrossed with seeds and dry leaves, it completely does not know that it is standing on the heat map of one of the most patient predators on the planet. The python does not need noise. It is a master of mathematics and physics, using the opponent's very breathing rhythm to end its life. Modern studies show that the python's constricting force is so strong that it usually causes blood circulation arrest before the prey dies from suffocation. The python does not chew food, so its teeth are not for grinding. All the python's teeth curve backward towards the throat. When it snaps onto the rat, the more the rat struggles to escape, the deeper the python's teeth bury. Under the darkness of the tree hollow, silence is exactly the sentence. The python does not just eat to live. It operates a perfect biological machine to turn muscular strength into absolute dominance. Lizard versus python. In the remote outback of Australia, an overthrow of the throne is taking place. The carpet python, the master of constriction coils, faces the lace monitor, a scale-armored war machine with a terrifying predatory intellect. This is not a battle between strength and toxin, but a match between chemical weapons and biological armor. The lace monitor possesses a skin layer that is not only thick, but also reinforced by small bony ossicles located under the scales. This armor layer acts like chainmail, making the python's snaps harmless, and turning the constriction coils difficult because the monitor lizard's body surface is very hard and difficult to grip. The monitor lizard launches a snap, shakes its head strongly to break the python's neck with inertial force, taking down the opponent brutally in just a split second. Python versus impala. Amidst the fragile boundary between water and land, the impala antelope accidentally steps into a kill zone, established by two superior predators. This is no longer a normal hunt, but a multi-layered ambush matrix, where every jump of the prey is within death's calculations. The crocodile unexpectedly emerges to ambush, forcing the impala to leap over the narrow water stream. Even though the impala can jump over 3 meters high to escape, the pounce from underwater catching its leg makes it stumble. And tragedy struck just as it set foot on the bank. An inevitable sacrifice for the flow of survival to continue. King Cobra versus Python. The assassin specializing in eating snakes. The King Cobra. The python is exactly its favorite prey. However, underwater, the King Cobra's agility advantage is reduced, while the python is an excellent swimmer with an amazing ability to hold its breath. And the King Cobra does not just attack once, it is doing that many times to ensure the venom is pumped into the victim's body with the largest dosage. This is a battle where both could die together. There are recorded cases of a king cobra biting a python to death with venom, but at the same time being constricted so tightly by the python that all its ribs break and it dies from suffocation. A battle without mercy, only the grim law of the old forest. King Cobra versus mongoose. On the arid sand, an uncompromising life and death battle is taking place. The mongoose and the cobra lunge at each other in a dance of death. The mongoose continuously launches sharp bites. Its sharp jaws always aim straight at the head and neck, aiming to neutralize the opponent's most dangerous weapon. There is a truth that the mongoose possesses a genetic superpower. Its neural receptors have evolved so that the snake's neurotoxin cannot attach. The king cobra's successful hunting rate cannot become absolute, partly also caused by this stubborn creature. After a series of bites, the snake weakens noticeably. Both are now depleted of stamina. The clash closes with no winner, and sadly, both did not survive. Kukal versus Cobra. In the wild environment, the greater kukal is always a formidable nemesis of venomous reptiles. The widespread wings not only help change direction flexibly, but also act as a fake shield, tricking the snake into launching stamina-draining strikes. Just waiting for the prey to hurriedly flee, the kukal launches the decisive blow. The sturdy beak quickly clamps tight onto the snake's tail and pulls it up. Scientists estimate the impact force at the tip of its sturdy beak can reach up to 30 newtons. On a narrow contact area, this force turns the beak into a hydraulic hammer. The kukal does not only use its neck muscles. When pecking, it concentrates its entire body weight, lunging forward. This collision force is 5 to 10 times greater than its own body weight. To a snake, this peck is equivalent to a person being hit on the head by a 50-kilogram rock. The kukal leisurely masters the whole situation, maintaining relentless pressure and affirming its absolute dominant position before the exhausted prey. Centipede versus snake. Prey ranking in the natural world sometimes far exceeds our expectations. Centipede venom contains a mixture of neurotoxins, cardiotoxins, and tissue-destroying enzymes. When the venom is pumped in, the prey is almost frozen immediately. Even though the prey is motionless, the centipede still does not let go of its forcipules. It uses these pincers as a fulcrum to hold the prey's head or body tight. The centipede begins to eat while the prey is still alive but unable to move. It begins to look for the softest tissue areas like the belly or joints to start tearing. An extremely strong digestive fluid will be secreted. This fluid acts to dissolve the prey's muscle fibers and internal organs. The centipede can suck nutrients easily without needing to chew too much. King Cobra versus lizard. Nature does not always have a winner. In this life and death battle, the King Cobra's neurotoxic venom faces the bacteria-filled jaws and muscular strength of the monitor lizard. Even though it embedded its fangs into the opponent's body, with the lizard's extremely thick skin, there is no way for the King Cobra's venomous fangs to pierce through this defensive line. The monitor lizard's mouth contains billions of putrefying bacteria and may have its own venom, causing a drop in blood pressure. A bite from the monitor lizard can cause blood infection for the one daring to confront it. Having no solution to counter this tough opponent, the snake continuously changes every biting position, but all places are ineffective. The predator with patience and physical advantage has completely subdued the opponent. Snake versus tarantula. Under the decaying leaf layer, the The snake with perfect camouflage slithers slowly through the tree roots, completely unaware of the danger ahead. Unexpectedly, the tarantula rushes out from the dark burrow, using its venomous fangs to attack the prey. The tarantula's venom against snakes is a mixture of protein-digesting enzymes. Right when pumped in, the venom begins to liquefy the snake's tissues, muscles, and blood vessels. Do not let the title spider fool you. In the world of reptiles, there are spiders born to be the nightmare of snake species, and the tarantula is an example. Under the dry leaf layer, a tarantula carefully crawls through the tree roots, looking for safety and beginning to nestle deep into a dark burrow. However, its every move has fallen into the crosshairs of a venomous snake on a hunt. Noticing the traces of potential prey, the cold-blooded predator silently tracks it, slithering straight to the burrow's entrance. Without a bit of hesitation, the snake pushes its elongated body into the ground, confidently aiming to finish off the target. But the cramped darkness is a deadly trap. Right at the moment of facing each other, the giant spider immediately launches a lightning-fast counterattack. As soon as the spider's fangs pierce through the scales, the venom will attack directly into the neural joints after only about 10 to 30 seconds. The activation speed of the spider's venom is so fast that the snake has not yet had time to understand what is happening to its nervous system. Vitality depleted, the snake gradually weakens and collapses dead, marking the predator's defeat right on the opponent's home turf. Huron ferret versus rattlesnake. The Huron ferret moves close to the ground, clinging tightly to the rattlesnake's tail. It does not rush in. The intermittent close-ins are only meant to force the snake to turn around, but the opponent remains motionless. A moment later, the snake decides to slither away. However, this is exactly the opportunity for the hunter. The ferret tails along, harassing bit by bit. Relying on agility to dodge blows, it thoroughly applies the survival law. Attack is the best defense. The Huron ferret does not stand still. It jumps, weaves, and changes direction continuously around the snake, making the opponent panic or attack by mistake. When the snake exhausts its strength, the final blows are truly launched. Possessing extremely strong jaw muscles and sharp fangs capable of piercing scales, crushing the skull, the ferret continuously bites straight into the victim's head. Today's prize is enough to keep it full for the next few days. Cobra versus chicken. At a cramped corner of space, a mother hen is facing an ultimate threat. Two cobras with their expanded hoods full of overwhelming presence. Cornered to a dead end in the plastic basket, the mother hen has absolutely no intention of stepping back. When the predators slither towards and launch lightning-fast attacks, she immediately fluffs her feathers to make her stature look larger, using her sharp beak to fiercely counterattack. However, chickens possess keen vision and extremely fast reflexes. Thanks to that, the mother hen easily dodges and delivers accurate retaliatory blows to the predators' heads. Realizing the fierce resistance through the thick feather layer, their attacking pace gradually slows down. The combination of a solid defensive posture and uncompromising counterattacks has helped the mother hen successfully neutralize the dangerous weapons of the two notorious predators. Rat snake versus eagle. Slithering slowly across the dry leaf carpet, the rat snake is enjoying a bit of peace. But the eagle's keen vision has locked onto the target. It swoops down, using its sharp talons to pin the opponent tight in a flash. The dense leg feather layer acts like a shield, preventing all retaliatory bite efforts from reaching the flesh. The aerial hunter completely overwhelms. The squeezing force from the talons along with powerful pecks quickly completely subdued the victim. Rhino. Likened to an armored tank from prehistoric times, the rhino is the definition of pure collision power, with a weight of up to 2.5 tons. Possessing a skin layer up to 5 centimeters thick, like bulletproof armor, and a horn made of solid keratin, it can toss another rhino away like a toy. The pressure from a direct ram is enough to crush any skeletal system, turning it into one of the most terrifying creatures that no assassin wants to confront. However, when stuck under the mud, the giant mass becomes a burden, turning it into a tempting target for a pride of lions waiting patiently. The lions surround the water's edge. They carefully assess the situation. The prey seems to be at a disadvantage under the thick mud, but the lion pride still keeps a safe distance, continuously probing and hesitating to wade down. The rhino is a good swimmer, but underwater, it loses its most important weapon, kinetic energy. The 2,500 kilogram weight becomes a burden when surrounded by lions because it cannot accelerate to ram. And it risked going ashore. Underwater, it is a target, but on land, it is an unstoppable tank. Lions can hardly find a weak point to finish off a rhino full of adrenaline and determination to escape. Buffalo. The buffalo is a mobile muscle mass weighing nearly 1 ton with an extremely aggressive temperament. Possessing a fused set of horns like a steel head armor plate, it is ready to charge straight at the opponent at a speed of 57 kilometers per hour. A direct ram from this giant carries a collision force equivalent to a pickup truck rushing downhill, enough to toss and crush the chest of any seasoned assassin. When protecting its calf, the adrenaline level in the mother buffalo's blood skyrockets, helping it endure bites and tears that would normally cause shock. It can fight 3 to 4 lions at the same time in a more vigorous state than ever. Luckily, buffaloes are united ones and always have protection from the herd. As soon as one sends a distress signal, the whole herd of hundreds of individuals will simultaneously turn their heads, creating a large-scale, all-out attack. The buffalo is one of the few herbivores that proactively counterattack enemies to save a herd member. In the savannah, the lion may be king, but the buffalo is the executor of justice. Once the wrath of the buffalo herd erupts, even those at the top of the food chain have to find a way to flee. Giraffe. Possessing a kick with a force of over a ton, enough to shatter the skull or break the spine of an adult lion, the giraffe is not as gentle as it looks. With a height of 6 meters and long legs like jackhammers, it turns all predators into victims of a thunderous counterattack. Standing amidst the encirclement of the savannah's grim reapers, the mother giraffe is trading her life to save her calf. The mother giraffe stands covering right above the calf, turning 4 long legs like armored pillars into a solid defensive palace. The lions are forced to enter its kicking range if they want to touch the target. When protecting its calf, the mother giraffe can maintain a continuous combat state for many hours. Even when lions jump on its back, biting and tearing, it can still stand firm and use its body weight to toss the enemy to the ground before adding a fatal stomp. In this land, height is not just for picking leaves, it is the status of a ruler. Before the mother giraffe's legs of death, even the king of the savannah understands that. Attacking the calf is an early signed death sentence. Crocodile. (3,700 pounds per square inch. That is the bite force of a truck crushing prey in a blink of an eye. With a snap faster than a blink of an eye and a death roll breaking every bone frame, the crocodile is not just a hunter. It is a perfect meat-grinding machine from prehistoric times. The lioness leads her cubs towards the riverbank. Despite having keen vision, they still cannot see through the muddy water where an invisible threat hides. Lion instinct is always apprehensive of rivers and waters, not because of poor swimming, but due to a genetic fear of stealthy ambush assassins. The death trap lightning fast snaps shut, causing the Pride members to hurriedly flee. A tiny creature is dragged down to the deep bottom. The remaining members stand frozen, shocked, and not yet able to accept the truth. To soothe the shock, the lion pride begins to lick and groom each other to stimulate the secretion of oxytocin hormone, helping to recover psychologically and bond the family together. Henna. The bite force of the spotted hyena is stronger than both lions and tigers. A special skull structure allows it to create terrible pressure to access the nutrient-rich bone marrow that other species have to leave behind. The hyena's laugh-like sound is actually a complex communication system. When spotting prey or needing to summon companions to gang up on lions, they emit this sound to cause immense psychological pressure on the opponent. When the wild laugh rings out, the savanna's order is completely turned upside down. Hyenas do not rush into a direct attack right away. They use overwhelming numbers to surround, continuously launching snipe bites at the flanks and hind legs. The goal is to make the lion exhausted and panicked before launching the finishing blow into the soft parts. A solitary lion can be bullied by hyenas, but just 2 to 3 other lions appearing is enough to turn the situation 180 degrees. On the savanna, numbers can create dominance, but absolute strength is the one dictating the rules of the game. Oryx. Do not let that slender appearance fool you, because the oryx possesses horns up to 120 centimeters long, razor-sharp armored swords. Instead of running away, it is ready to kneel, lowering its center of gravity to launch a reverse stab, piercing the lion's chest. In its world, a small mistake will be paid for with a fatal stab from this desert gladiator. Under the skin-burning sun of the semi-desert region, the lion pride is executing a perfect formation display, locking targets tightly onto solitary oryxes. But they forgot that this one carrying the 120 centimeter long horns has never been a weak victim. The predator utilizes the bushes as cover, pressing its belly close to the ground to close the distance. The camouflage broken, the lioness has to reveal herself on the open ground. They quickly approach and seize an antelope, but this is not an easy prey. Oryx horns are not only long, but also straight and sharp as metal. A head swing from a kneeling posture can create an extremely large, penetrating force, enough to pierce the lion's chest or throat in less than 1 second. Before the oryx's horns of death, the lion's crown also has to bow down. With a body length exceeding 3 meters and an impressive weight of up to over 300 kilograms, the tiger is not only the largest cat species on the planet, but also the perfect embodiment of evolution. This giant mass is not a burden at all. On the contrary, it is the ultimate tool generating terrifying destructive kinetic energy, helping them redefine the concept of an apex assassin. A predatory machine with a terrifying bite force, reaching about 1,050 pounds per square inch, twice that of a lion. With specially thick paw pads, the tiger moves almost silently, allowing it to approach prey at extremely close range before revealing itself. A body with a high muscle ratio makes the tiger's explosive running speed extremely fast. But the heavy mass makes them quickly accumulate lactic acid in their muscles, resulting in them being unable to maintain a pursuit speed for more than 10 to 20 seconds. This is also the reason making the tiger one of the most effective close-range predators. More than strength, it is patience and the ability to utilize terrain that have turned tiger species into true rulers. Their survival strategy is very simple but cold. In the natural world, there is no room for territory sharing if that threatens their own survival. Tiger versus gaur. The gaur is the largest wild bovine species in the world, with a massive physique and bulging muscle mass. An adult individual can weigh up to 1,500 kilograms, possessing a sturdy pair of horns and an extremely aggressive temperament when threatened. Despite being the tiger's hunted target, the gaur is not weak at all. They are ready to fight to the end, turning encounters into dramatic and dangerous life and death contests. In the darkness of the forest edge, every movement has a price. The tiger does not move. It seems to be drifting. Every step is a cruel calculation. The hind paw is placed exactly in the position of the front paw to eliminate sound.
At 5 times this male's weight, it's hard to...
In just a blink of an eye, the giant black shadow has swooped in. A fierce lunge aimed at the enemy, but in the moment of chaos, the ram slipped its direction and struck straight into its very own kind. Accompanying that is the bite into the throat from the big cat, making the attack become a weapon locking the target dead. There is no resistance. There is no prolonged pursuit. The absolute strength of the giant collapses before the perfect assassination technique. Under the forest edge, a brutal siege tactic begins to reveal itself. The Bengal tiger family operates like an elite military unit. They do not rush. They spread out, utilizing the bushes to tighten the encirclement around the solitary gore. The 1,000-pound prey seems to sense the aura of death, but all escape routes have been tightly locked. Younger or smaller tigers usually move in the front to distract the gore's vision and horns. This creates conditions for the largest individual to sneak into the blind spot behind the shoulder to launch the decisive blow. Unlike lions, tigers usually hunt alone, but in cases of hunting with family, they will have to learn how to divide tasks for each individual. The young ones try to approach to learn how to observe pressure, while the mother takes on the role of locking the trachea, a finishing blow requiring the highest technique and patience. Tiger versus deer. With a body weight ranging from 70 to 150 kilograms, deer species are the most ideal protein source for big cat species. Living in herds helps them protect each other, but accompanied by the risk of easily being noticed by other predators. The male's antlers, structured from dense bone tissue layers, can withstand collision forces of up to thousands of newtons in each ram. However, when these muscle and hard bone masses are engrossed in showing off their strength, they accidentally create loud sound impulses, completely covering up the hunter's footsteps. At the bottom of a deep dirt pit, the tiger patiently hides itself like a living trap. It curls up close to the ground, eliminating all movements to blend into the darkness of the pit. The deer herd is completely unaware that death is waiting right under their feet. From the bottom of the deep pit, it lunges up like an arrow leaving the bow, tearing apart the silence of the forest edge. The tiger's maximum speed at close range can reach up to 65 kilometers per hour. Once the target is within sight, all subsequent escape efforts are hopeless. The tiger uses its 7 to 9 centimeters long fangs to look for gaps between the cervical vertebrae or pierce straight into the trachea. This bite is designed to crush the laryngeal cartilage, immediately stopping the oxygen flow to the brain. The prey will not die from blood loss right away, but die from suffocation shock in just a few minutes. Tiger versus antelope. Antelopes are acceleration machines with 40% of their weight being pure muscle. Their twisted horns are structured from extremely hard keratin-covered bone cores, withstanding collision pressure of thousands of newtons. And for a selective predator, approaching an adult antelope individual is quite risky. It will choose to stalk, aiming at the young one. The young antelope possesses an incomplete bone structure with an extremely low calcification density, making the skeleton brittle and vulnerable. When facing a tiger, the disparity is too great. For carnivores like tigers, the stomach will have a very high concentration of hydrochloric acid. With young prey having a lot of cartilage and soft tissue, the tiger's digestive system can completely decompose the prey. The harsh survival rule is always executed with a neat finishing blow when in the hands of this predator. Tiger versus wild boar. The wild boar possesses a skin layer up to 3 centimeters thick, wrapping outside solid muscle blocks, but the Bengal tiger has evolved a set of 9 centimeters long fangs to pierce through this natural armor. Every step it takes is absolute silence, inching every millimeter to shorten the distance with the wild boar herd. Like all cat species, the tiger walks on its toes, not on its whole foot like humans. It is not just hiding, this is the process of accumulating potential energy. Every hind leg muscle fiber is being compressed under a giant pressure, waiting for the moment the prey enters the death zone, where all acceleration efforts to escape become too late. From behind the bushes, it launches out like a steel spring. With just a thunderous snap to the nape, the 1,000-pound jaw force breaks all hopes of resistance. The prey collapses right on the spot before the sound of the attack can echo far. An assassin's performance, neat and brutal. The tiger always tries to approach from downwind, so its body scent is not blown to the prey's nose. The tiger's shoulder blades are only connected by extremely strong muscle bundles. This structure allows the tiger's shoulder blades to protrude high above its back when walking, helping the stride stretch to the maximum and completely absorbing shocks from the ground. It creates an extremely smooth, gliding movement. The tiger lunges straight down into the mud puddle like a steel block revealing itself from nowhere. The wild boar panics, realizing death, but it is too late. With an overwhelming bite force up to 1,050 pounds per square inch, the tiger easily locks the neck area tight, cutting off all life sources. The weight and muscular strength of the lord completely subdue the opponent under the thick mud. The resistance weakens, then fades out. closing a cruel but perfect performance of nature. What you have just witnessed are not only highly tense hunts, but also a testament to the perfection of a tactic that has existed for millions of years. In nature, just a single moment of lowered guard can decide the entire outcome, and that is the never-changing law of the wild world. If you love authentic nature footage, please hit subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue exploring many more hunts and incredible secrets of nature. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.